Ok, muchachos, ustedes son dos profesionales, ya reciben las instrucciones en sus camerinos. Recuerden protegerse en todo momento. Choquemos guantes y que Dios les bendiga a ambos.
And there you get the tail of the tape, Steve.
The key numbers, the weights, they're both fighting a little heavier than they have in the past. No real difference in the height. You see that Juanma has 3-inch reach advantage. See if he tries to take advantage of that.
Interesting. You saw Juan Manuel Lopez touch the hand of Wilfredo Vasquez Sr., but Jr. wanted no part of it. We are ready, and this is our main event of the evening. Referee Ramon Peña there signaling the start. Juan Lopez has on the silver trunks with the blue, and again the Mexican and Puerto Rican flag on the trunks of Wilfredo Vasquez Jr., Papito. And Papito looks like he's going to bring the fight to Juanma right off the bat.
That's smart. Juanma hasn't fought in a long time, and it's questionable how well he can take a punch, so why not go right after him? Catch him while he's cold.
Wilfredo Vasquez had a fight scheduled June 25th. It fell out, so he was already in shape and then just kept on training. So he said, thank God this fight came about. So he is in great shape for this fight.
You know, it's electric here. The crowd's into it emotionally. You wonder if that will affect the fighters and how they fight.
Well, I asked his dad today. I said, you know, because he was in the lobby of the hotel, Papito was jumping around. I said, don't you want to save some of that energy? And his father said, no, he's got endless energy.
He has enough. Believe me, even veterans, 30-plus-year-old veterans like this can get affected by a crowd that's this charged up.
Juanma being very patient. And he's going to work behind that jab. There's that left hand. The consensus with a lot of the press here is that if Juanma can land, he can knock out Vasquez Jr., but that's going to be the difficult part. Vasquez Jr. going to go ahead and use a lot of defense, use his distance.
Well, Vasquez so far has been coming forward, but very carefully, very cautiously.
His word was desplazamiento, and that is letting and go. But letting go in a very thoughtful way. Keeping in mind exactly the distance, managing that distance against Juanma. See Juanma almost smiling at him. Juanma letting us know that he was going to be patient in this fight. Wait his opportunity and then come in.
The crowd, there are actually people booing already. I don't know what that's about.
Well, as much as these guys talked it up, I mean, they wanted to see a war right off the bat. You had trouble getting people out of the ring. A right hand. That was the right hand of Juanma Lopez. Keep in mind, 27 of the 34 knockouts have been with the right hand.
It's important that Vasquez keep that left hand up and return it after he throws it. It's not natural to keep your left hand as high as your right hand if you're an orthodox fighter, but against Lopez, because he has that big right hook, you have to do that.
And Juanma smiling at Vasquez. And all the clowning around, all that stuff is out. This is a serious fight now for both of these guys. As round number 1 comes to a close. And boy, I am anxious to go to the Steve Farhood scorecard here.
What am I looking for? Something that's good on gas.
Yeah, and it's got to have space, though, for the kids. It's got to grip the road, no matter what.
Oh, yeah, all-wheel control for sure. I need space.
Yeah, but not too much.
I have so much to lug around. Oh, me too.
For me, it's got to look good. Yeah, but it's got to be safe.
Yeah, but where am I going to get all that?
Get to know the newly redesigned 2016 Mitsubishi RVR. And now get a winter tire package worth up to $1,400, including tires, wheels, installation, mounting, and balancing. Mitsubishi. Built better, back better.
We will eradicate the authority of the earth. Captain's place is on the bridge.
Not this, Captain. Not today.
You lack what it takes to win this war.
Rated mature.
PlayStation.
Corner along with his father. And again, folks, don't blink. Don't go anywhere. This thing could end at any moment. It is round number 2 of a scheduled 12-rounder. It is Juanma Lopez in the silver and blue. Blue again, trying to bring awareness to colon cancer prevention. Juanma Lopez, very aware of those things. Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. on the other end, he's got the Puerto Rican and the Mexican flag on his trunk.
Vasquez is a little bit sharper right now, a little bit quicker. Lopez is a step behind.
And he landed a left hand right there. Vasquez did as he pulled away. That's where Juanma cannot make the mistake, and that is to lean. When he leans is when he becomes vulnerable. We talked about the legs, we talked about the feet. Look at the calf muscle on these two fighters. These guys bring it.
And Juanma is pushing that left hand. Very little snap.
Vasquez looks like he's fit enough to go 22 rounds, let alone 12. And there's that right hand. It's kind of a pot shot right there that Juanma Lopez throws out. But you know, a very clean fight, Steve. Very clean fight. Almost landing that left hand with Juanma.
It's that threat of that right hook of Juanma that keeps us compelled in watching it.
Look at the left hand of Vasquez. He keeps dropping that.
Low, yes. Sometimes you do that. Nice right hand by Vasquez. Sometimes you drop your hand trying to sucker the opponent into throwing a shot so you can counter it. I don't know if that's the case here.
But the thing that worries me as on Vasquez's side is that when he does throw that right hand, he drops that left. And we'll see if Juanma starts catching on to that. What I'm sensing here is that Juanma wants to get off, Steve, but he's just not able to.
Well, that can be the sign of an aging, declining fighter.
It's almost like the wires aren't quite connected. It's what the body wants to do and what the head wants to do and what the body is able to are not connected. The wires are frayed.
Yeah, Vasquez definitely more animated, more quick, sharper. But he's being careful.
Kind of bouncing on that leg after he lands a shot, tries to get right back in there.
Stepping on each other's feet a little bit. That happens a lot when lefties fight righties. Ideally, each fighter wants to keep his lead foot outside the foot of his opponent. Gives you a better angle to land your power shot, your backhand.
Well, we can say they're still feeling each other out as round number 2 comes to a close. A round in which you could see that Juanma wanted to go ahead and go there. How did you score round number 2?
Vasquez, 10-9. I have him 20-18 after 2 rounds.
So the Farhood scorecard sees it that way. And the referees scoring this fight, you got Hernando Steidel, Carlos Colon, Samuel Conde.
All Puerto Rican judges and a Puerto Rican referee, as it should be. Look at Vasquez, he's so animated in the corner, smiling, talking.
And here's some of the action in round number 2. And see how Juanma wanted to go with a tremendous shot there, but he's just not able to land. Managing that distance beautifully, Steve.
Lopez at the tail end of that replay, just clipping Vasquez a little bit with his left hand, but no oomph on the punch. One
of the writers here was, it's not just for near. That's what he was saying. If the blows glance by Vasquez, he's got a chance. But if they land, then it's going to go the other way. Round number 3 of the scheduled 12-rounder. This is our main event of the evening, presented by Black Tiger Promotions, Matthias Entertainment, and Integrated Sports. Juanma Lopez with a blue trim on his trunks. Wilfredo Vasquez Jr., the Puerto Rican, and the Mexican flag on his trunk. Just missed with the right hand.
And a low left hand there. You see the warning. Low left hand from Lopez.
And Lopez comes in, leads with that left hand.
You know, I don't think Vasquez is going to allow Lopez to fight on the inside. That might be the only way Lopez can really land combination power shots, because it doesn't look like his balance and his speed is good enough in ring center to catch Vasquez.
Yeah, because definitely the speed benefits. Vasquez has an edge there.
Yeah.
And, of course, the inactivity. So we'll see the conditioning of Juanma if it's there. Referee Ramon Peña right on top of the two fighters. Two bad misses right there.
Well, that's because he's pushing his punches. Vasquez sees them coming.
And you're lying about misses?
They take a lot out of you. Mine does. I like that one. I'm going to mail you that one.
Juanma with that look. If he could knock him out with his eyes, he would. But he's got to use his hands. Papito. Vasquez Jr. so able, Steve, in getting out of the way.
And Vasquez doing something very smart. You know, the best weapon against the southpaw is traditionally the right hand. He's using it both to the stomach and to the head. And he's using it as a lead punch, not always jabbing first. He has Lopez a little off balance with that, as you see Lopez trying to inch forward. But mixing up the right hand, important for Vasquez.
And I've counted 4 clean misses by Juanma. And then Papito throwing a couple uppercuts right there.
Left hook, that one of the better punches Vasquez has thrown.
And he set that up beautifully because it looked like he was going to throw his right hand again. Papito now flicking that jab, working behind that jab. And now the crowd yelling, Papito, Papito for Vasquez.
I'd say it's a Vasquez crowd. Not by a lot.
Yeah.
But he has more support here.
But I think, you know, a 25-month absence, that's a long time away from the ring. So we're going to see the conditioning of Juanma in this fight. Juanma, Wilfredo Vasquez blowing a kiss towards Juanma Lopez. Go to the corner. And he's still standing.
That's a good psychological ploy. Only if you can make it standing all through the fight. Because if you sit down, now all of a sudden your opponent thinks you're tired. That's
There's
a
the
nice
right hand.
Right. And you're talking about Vasquez dropping his hands. How about Lopez dropping his hands right there?
And that's when he started sensing. But then it was that left hand that he came back with a couple of times, did Vasquez landing. So how do you score round number 3?
Vasquez, I have him 30-27.
Now, if you're Vasquez, do you just comfortably keep on going this way?
Yeah, I think you do. I thought it might have been his strategy to come out really fast to see if Lopez had anything at all left. But he's controlling the fight with his speed. He's doing a good job of keeping it on the outside. Why change anything?
So this is our main event of the evening, the moment you've been waiting for. And it is the 4th round of a scheduled 12-rounder. Your principals in the ring, Wilfredo Vasquez Jr., Juan Manuel Lopez, Juanma Lopez. Lopez has the blue on his trunks. Vasquez Jr. has the Mexican flag and the Puerto Rican flag on his. My partner Steve Farhood has Vasquez Jr. pitching a shutout so far. Juanma has been dropping the left hand, and that's where the right has been finding a home in the part of Vasquez. Now trying to close that distance is Juanma. And now Vasquez is talking to Juanma. Before it was Juanma smiling at him. Good right hand right there by Juanma Lopez.
Couple of misses from Vasquez, but there's a wow.
And Ramon Peña's going to take the time. He's going to talk to these guys.
And look how calm Lopez is.
Now he's going to go talk to Juanma Lopez. He told him, let me do my job, let me do my job. Don't make the same mistakes that he does.
You know, that kind of play between the two, I think at this point in the fight favors Lopez, because anything that changes the rhythm of the fight, which is going Vasquez's way, is a positive for Lopez.
And also it's a sign that emotionally he might be getting to him.
Yeah.
Good left hand again, dropping the right hand. It was Juanma, and that's where the left found a home.
There's just not enough speed behind that left hand of Juanma to land it.
He's got to close the distance. He's got to be willing to go ahead and pay the price. Good body shot that time by Juanma Lopez. Yeah, Juanma's got to close the distance. He's got to be willing to pay the price here, if in fact he wants a knockout.
Right, and as the rounds mount, he may need one. But Juanma's never been the kind of fighter who wasn't willing to go for the knockout, even if it meant making himself more vulnerable to being knocked out himself.
He's Juanma Lopez.
Yeah.
But you don't see that punch. You don't see him turning that hand. You don't see him snapping that wrist when he throws the punch on the part of Juanma Lopez.
Yeah, no snap at all, Benny. You're right.
And all of a sudden, Pedro Vazquez got to take his foot off the pedal a little bit. You almost sense that Vazquez now is just kind of biding his time. And I think he senses that he can land a big shot. I think he's just kind of waiting for that.
Well, Vazquez is fighting the fight he said he would. I just questioned once a few punches landed whether either fighter would turn it into a brawl. But Vazquez is very controlled. There might have been a headbutt there.
Both fighters having their moment in this particular round. Round number 4 is in the books.
Probably the closest round of the fight.
But would you still give it to Vazquez?
Yes.
Both fighters given a talk by Ramon Peña.
Welcome to the Empire State. Stand up. I'm a BK brother. Old Madison Square catch you at the fight.
Conor McGregor!
Sensational. From New York City, right, Cam?
Big shot! Tyron Woodley! Wow! What a night, ladies and gentlemen!
Online car pricing can be overwhelming, especially when you're dealing with this annoying analogy. So I always check out Auto Trader. They break down the price of a car in one place so you really know what you're paying for. Go to Auto Trader today.
Three signals the fighters to come and start launching leather again.
Juanma with an exaggerated high guard.
But Vazquez is not one that attacks the body with great frequency, so he's mostly looking for that hit. And you look at the body of Juanma, you're not seeing that ripped abdomen.
Again, Lopez forcing that left hand. It's just not flowing.
But it almost looks like what Vazquez has now done is said, you know what? I just felt your shot, and it's not doing anything to me.
Well, we know Lopez to be such a fierce puncher. We don't see that right now. Now, it only takes one. Maybe he'll warm to the occasion coming off the long layoff, but...
And maybe in 25 months, that big punch has stayed behind.
Yeah. Any aging fighter will tell you, the brain says throw the punch, but by the time you throw the punch, the opening's gone.
Good job right there by Vazquez. Spinning out of there. You look at... That's a slip. That's a slip. And they stepped on each other's foot right there. If we can get a replay of that, we'll try to get that for you. You're going to see the slip.
Well, it pumped the crowd up for sure, even though it wasn't a knockdown.
But you can see now there's some maneuvering going on. And the maneuvering is to try to land a big shot. Juanma's starting to come in now. Papito's now...
He hurt him with a right hand. Lopez hurt Vazquez with a right hand, Benny.
And look at the legs. Look at the legs of Vazquez. Look at the legs. They look real wobbly.
This is what they came for.
And all of a sudden now Juanma, they sense that that was positioning himself to land the dynamite. And it's here now.
The punch that hurt Vasquez didn't look like much. It was a subtle right hand. But all of a sudden, it was a reminder of what Juanma can do, and apparently can still do.
With that right hand. I question whether he had left that big punch behind, and boy, he answered it.
Now you have to ask the question with only 15 seconds left. Did Juanma let an opportunity go? He might not see another opportunity like that.
And the legs of Vasquez do not look right. We'll see if he remains standing in between rounds. And a sizzling 5th round. So how do you go with that one, Steve?
That's Juanma's round.
First one of the fight. And all of a sudden, you don't see him doing much talking. You see him listening now. Here's Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. And he's letting know he's hitting hard. He's hitting hard. Let's look for the slip here.
Yeah, we couldn't see the feet, but I think, Benny, you called it. Their feet were tangled.
And that happens so often when you get southpaws. Southpaw fighting a right-handed fighter. No! He's listening to 3 people. 3 people in his ear. And now the crowd senses. This is the 6th round of a scheduled 12-rounder. Juanma Lopez, he's got blue on his trunks. Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. with the Mexican and the Puerto Rican flag on his. Best round of the fight was the last one right there by Juanma. Low punch, they shake hands.
Well, you have to figure, Benny, that Juanma was emboldened by that success he had in the last round, because for 4 rounds he did nothing. And not only did he land something significant, but he clearly hurt Vasquez in that 5th round. And that's going to give him hope and maybe a surge of energy, although right now he's exchanged. He has not shown the ability to catch Vasquez in ring center when they're both waiting to lead.
Today when they weighed in at 111, both weighed in at 134. The contract was 136. I really thought that Juanma would be much bigger than Vasquez physically.
Yeah.
But that hasn't been the case. No marks on either fighter's face. And that's what I've always said. When you fight guys, you know, this type of level, the most astonishing thing you would find if you fought them was how hard it is to hit them. Not necessarily the way they hit you, that's expected, but how hard it is to hit them. Trying to get cute there like he was going to walk away and then come right back with that left hand.
Juanma's left hook there. Juanma's punching much more freely now with the left hand.
And he's turning it. He's turning it. Turning that wrist. Wilfredo choosing to go ahead and work behind that jab.
This could be a pivotal round in the fight, because if Lopez loses it, does he lose the momentum he established in the 5th?
And you mentioned that I thought he missed a great opportunity. He didn't really pursue him, but he seemed to have Vasquez in trouble.
And Benny, I think this round's pretty close, but I might give the edge to Juanma. He's throwing his left hand a lot.
Well, I think landing that right hand, he's got the respect of Vasquez now. And kind of reminded himself to beware. Good left hand by Juanma. Snaps the head of Vasquez.
Juanma suckering Vasquez in.
Another straight left.
Oh, Lopez just missed with a right hook that he was trying to end the fight with, Benny.
And the leather is fly now. Oh, my goodness. This is what the crowd here at the Coliseo Roberto Clemente came to see. And it's heating up. It's heating up. So round number 6, Steve, how'd you score it?
Lopez's round. He landed enough left hands to win the round, Benny.
So that's 2 rounds in a row, and you said that was very pivotal for him because of the fact that he would lose the momentum.
And how many times in that 6th round did we see Lopez land flush left hands, snap the head back?
And here you go, Steve.
There's a left hand with Vasquez a little bit off balance. That was a very nice left hook by Vasquez. Had his moments, clearly. In round 6, just felt Lopez landed cleaner shots with that left hand.
We are ready for the 7th round. You see Alex Caraballo talking to Juanma to the very last second. Round number 7. Juanma is the southpaw. His 2 best rounds of the fight have been the last 2. I think when it's all said and done, you're going to have these guys really respecting each other. Good left by Vasquez, finding the chin of Juanma. Juanma looked a little bit out of it.
He did. He looked hurt. I don't know what the return to the corner was all about. Vasquez going for it now, Benny.
And Juanma now looks a little wobbly. Straight right hand, digging the body. And I think Vasquez now has accomplished what he wants to do, and that is to make now Juanma throw those shots. And now he can counter. Look at him now.
But he can't get hit by one of those right hooks. That's the beauty of Juanma. When you have him in the most trouble, that's when he's the most dangerous.
And a lot of times those knockout punches as he's spinning.
Vasquez now punching much harder than he was earlier, committing to his punches more.
Juanma badly missing with that left hand. Juanma Lopez, tremendous heart. This guy is a boxer, born to box. Was blessed with tremendous power. Not given the chin, though.
Juanma finished that exchange with a right hook, but for the most part, Vasquez had the advantage. Long time to go in this round, still a minute. Well, if Lopez's goal was to make Vasquez fight, he's succeeding. Doesn't mean he's going to win the fight, though.
And there's that right hand by Juanma. It sneaks up on you, and it can be an anesthesia punch. And Juanma now asking him to fight, telling him, let's fight.
No longer a doubt who the aggressor is, that's for sure.
Vasquez remaining elusive.
Right hook by Lopez, and you know, Vasquez landed his biggest shots this round. Lopez is still here.
Right. So that shows you that the 13 months of training has gotten him in great, great shape. What a round. Now, how are you going to score that?
Listen up, everybody. If you play fantasy football, the next 30 seconds might make your season. Fantasy Sports Today brings you the best fantasy football analysis and advice from the leading minds in the industry to help you win your weekly matchups. Live on the Fantasy Sports Network, the world's first and only 24/7 fantasy sports channel. Get it with the NFL Sunday Ticket, the Rogers Super Sports Pack. Order through your remote control on channel 431.
Rated mature.
I let them do it. We've got to find it first. You don't know how far I've come.
I would guess she's just a little bit nervous right now.
It is round number 8 of a scheduled 12-rounder, the grudge match. Our main event of the evening, Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. Never been defeated in Puerto Rico with those 6 wins that he's got. Juanma that loss. It started with Orlando Salido with that first visit. And now we're going to take a time out, and now it's starting to get ugly.
They're both smiling.
Juanma, they're talking to referee Ramon Peña.
The old pelvic thrust.
Vasquez could give him in the previous round. This crowd has not sat down. And look at that exchange. Papito is, you see his eyelids. They were going very fast, almost like he got a glove in the eye. See that left eye twitching?
Yes.
Stepped on his foot again when he got that shot.
Benny, the old man's got a little something left, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. And now getting him in that corner. Papito. Vasquez getting out of there smart. See the way he keeps twitching those eyes, almost like he's had trouble seeing out of him.
Vasquez looking to buy some time now. It's very important for Lopez to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, and I think his eyes are bothering him.
Well, if the right eye is giving Vasquez problems, it would behoove Lopez to throw that right hook.
Moving that head.
For the past 3 rounds, Vasquez's head is snapping when Lopez throws that left hand. We always think of Lopez as the big right hand puncher. He's been more successful with the left hand tonight.
So they probably made Vasquez aware of that. And that's what he's got to get back to doing, Vasquez. Get back to working behind that jab and getting away from Juanma. All of a sudden now the crowd chanting Juanma, Juanma.
Fans can be fickle. And they're fickle here tonight.
And can change in a hurry. Juanma said he was willing to go the distance, and boy, he is. Let's take a look at the eye here of Wilfredo Vasquez. Now he's finally sitting. That's taken out to the stool. How'd you score that fight, Steve?
Lopez for that round, Benny. 77-75, Vasquez after 8.
There's some of the exchange in round number 8.
Wow, that's a right hand, but Lopez comes back, if I remember correctly, with his own left. There it is. Both guys landed big shots.
And there now, Juanma trades turns.
That's the eye right there, Benny. Yeah. You saw him blinking. Yeah, it's swollen.
That was a great shot by our cameraman to get that. And his father now sensing that, so now he's... Yeah, those eyes do not look right, Steve. Well, round number 9 of a scheduled 12-rounder.
It's been almost 4 years since Lopez has been this long in a fight. Remember, it's 12, scheduled for 12, not 10. They both landed there, but it seems like Lopez did more damage.
Since the Salido fight, the first loss, none of his fights have gone the distance for Juanma Lopez.
Vasquez is running out of answers. The pressure's starting to get to him. He's pot shotting. He's landed some clean shots.
Juanma seems so calm. Now the crowd has all of a sudden quieted down here.
They're waiting for the next.
Vasquez just kind of pawing that jab, not really snapping it. And that's where that right hand can be dangerous, Steve. You notice when he kind of took that step forward, and Juanma kind of loops it.
Yeah, you see Vasquez using that jab as a rangefinder. Not a good idea against the fighter with the right hook. Lopez has to time that flicking motion and land that right hook. Step into it and turn as he throws the shot.
He kind of got him with that right hand there. Lopez trying to spin him around. Vasquez now has one shot at a time. He's not looking for combat. Good shot by Juanma, backing up Vasquez there.
Things have turned in this fight so often. So many changes in momentum. Lopez, you see, nodding to acknowledge the right hand of
Two
Vasquez.
left hands. Two left hands by Juanma on the chin of Vasquez. The Vasquez boy showing you the heart of a champion. He seems to have trouble with that eye, but look at him.
And I just have a feeling Vasquez has one more big moment in him. But this fight's tightening up on the card, at least on my card.
And Vasquez now leaning, trying to work behind that jab. Doesn't do it as sharply as he did at the beginning of the fight. The final seconds here, round number 9, before we get into the championship rounds. Backing up Juanma. Good exchange right there, referee Ramon Peña.
Determination. It's what it takes to be undisputed. Giving up is not an option. So you give it everything you've got and power through. This is what you're made of. F-Series, built with the same undisputed determination.
Forge of empires. Develop your own city from the Stone Age to modernity. Available in the App Store and at FOE.TV.
Now we get into the championship rounds. Alex Caraballo has been with Juanma for a long, long time. Also Orlando Pinheiro. 10th round. Juanma the southpaw. Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. with the gold gloves.
Vasquez built the lead on points on my card anyway, but he's lost a lot of his momentum. There's another left hand by Lopez.
And you don't see the punches of Vasquez now being that straight. Little slip.
You know, we talk about Juanma being the old man at 33. Vasquez only a year younger.
Yeah. And you know, and I thought he was a lot bigger, but then you got to keep in mind Juanma started at 122. And that's where Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. won his world title.
Yeah, when Vasquez came on board as a champion, that's when Juanma moved up to featherweight, and that's probably why they never fought. It would have obviously been a huge fight back then had it been for a world title. Instead, they both fought a kendo. At different times, with the same result. They both knocked him out.
And look at the feet of Vasquez now. They're a lot flatter than they were from the beginning of the fight. No longer on his toes. And still that twitch from the left eye. Good straight left hand there by Juanma.
Juanma not really applying as much pressure as he has in the last 2 or 3 rounds.
But he's being more accurate, though. He's not missing as cleanly as he was.
The fact that we've got no knockdowns. That's kind of shocking in itself.
Well, that's also a tribute to the conditioning of these two guys. They got himself in great physical shape for this fight. And just missing with that right hand is Vasquez Jr.
There's not a lot of offense right now from Vasquez. Not that much from Juanma either, but he's been a little sharper with his shot. There's a shot from Vasquez.
Juanma hasn't been this far in a fight in 9 fights previous.
Since Toledo, right?
Yeah.
The rematch.
Yeah. Never gone the distance. Juanma still looks fresh.
Benny, that could have been a pivotal round because that was a close round. Every round I felt pretty good about my card. This round takes a little thought. I'm going to give it to Lopez, but could have gone either way.
You need to be aware. Listen to me. When he throws combination, don't stand still in the middle. Go from side to side. He's moving from side to side. He has to move because of you. Don't rely on just one shot. That's what we were talking about. They want him to throw combinations.
Well, Vasquez is going to get a second win. He's going to do it soon.
This is the 11th round of a 12 round. Super featherweight division. It's a grudge match. Juanma Lopez, the southpaw. They told him, do not stand still in the middle. Move side to side.
Juanma talking to the referee. Not a good idea to turn your head away from your opponent.
Protect yourself at all times. Those are the rules in boxing. Good right hand right there, but it was a one shot. Looking for one shot at a time is Vasquez.
He's just not using that right hand enough, even though one shot at a time, because Juan was using one shot at a time with the left hand, but he's been landing. Vasquez's punch output has really dropped. He's flicking that left hand kind of meaninglessly.
And see that eye again?
Yeah.
He has trouble seeing out of it now and not able to defend himself. I think Juanma just has to pay the price and just go after him. Tremendous heart by Vasquez. He is showing you the heart of a champion. Trying to find the way to survive here. He's obviously having trouble seeing. See him duck the head right there?
And I don't like to see fighters blink because that can be an indication. I don't know if it is here, of course, it be an indication it's a more serious issue.
It could be a detached retina. But yeah, look at the way, look at that heart. Talk about guts. He's still right there. That one backed him up. Juanma's just got to let it go now. Good left hand. And there you have it. That's it. That's it. And they're brawling. Now fighting his brother, his trainer. And now it's getting ugly.
Now we're getting so soaked.
And now we're getting soaked here. It is getting ugly. Our monitor now is totally covered now as bottles now come flying from all different angles.
Benny, I'll say something right now before we go any further. When a fighter gets knocked down in a long fight, why does the referee stop the fight immediately? Why not take it because he's badly hurt?
And I totally agree with you, Steve, because I thought Papito was trying to talk to him. But I think, the key here is something happened to his eye.
Yeah.
And I mentioned in that fight right there, he was looking down. He was not able to see, was fighting on tremendous guts and heart to try to go ahead and be out of harm's way.
And the emotion, which the fighters held in check during the fight, spilled over. And very unprofessional, let's face it, of Juanma to get into a fight with a corner man of Vasquez. I don't like to see that. That's very unprofessional, but the emotion of the moment overcame him.
And then you saw him exchange over there with the trainer, getting it on with Albert Rivera. And now the two of them get together. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about right there in boxing. And I said to you, Steve, that after the fight, they're going to respect each other.
Well, I'd love to see that, but
look at Juanma's face. You see the bruise right there. You see those guys right there. And those are two champions. Those are two warriors that got it on in the ring, Steve. And at the end of the day, those are the guys you respect the most.
And it's really critical that they do this, because this crowd was ready to explode and get even more involved. And we don't need that. Well, Benny talked about it. The respect they're showing now after the fight is over. But that was some comeback from Juanma. And now we're going to take a look at this. This is the 11th round. Left hand starts it all. That's been his weapon of choice the whole fight, Juanma Lopez. And now it's free shots. Vasquez has no answer. He's not getting close enough to hold. The referee's on top of the action. And Vasquez goes down while trying to grab the top rope. The referee stops the fight immediately. I would like to have seen him to give Vasquez at least the chance to get up or show that he wasn't as badly hurt as it looked. Now that was the scheduled fight. Look at Lopez really started it by coming to the corner. He didn't need to do that, and he takes a left hand and another left hand, and that action was better than the action during their fight. Unbelievable. Well, Lopez probably got goaded into that, but I don't like to see that because it's very unprofessional. That was the winner of the fight. And you see Juanma hugging Wilfredo Vasquez Sr. Right now, everything is under control, but for a while there, it was really ugly for about 30 seconds with the fans pelting the ring with ice and cups. Benny Ricardo going up to the ring. I don't know what to say about Juanma. He clearly was losing this fight over the first half.
El tiempo, 2 minutos, 29 segundos, 11º asalto. The official time, 2 minutes 29 seconds of round.
Scores, the individual scores from the commission.
El ganador por knockout técnico de Caguas, Puerto Rico.
Ring, Benny Ricardo trying to position himself so that he can talk to these two fighters. All right, Benny's getting between them. All right, Benny.
Oye, cabrón. Oye.
Juanma, escúchame.
Oye, al público. Habla Juanma López, necesito control. Esto es una guerra entre Vázquez y yo que se acabó. Un ganador y fui yo. No tengo enemigos, tengo competidores. Vázquez es uno de ellos, un caballo, pero me lo gané. Se acabó aquí. Por favor, a disfrutar. Mis niños están por ahí. Hay muchos niños, mucha familia. La familia de Vázquez, los niños de Vázquez. Quiero control, por el amor de Dios. ¿Ok? Los amo, Puerto Rico está en un show de ustedes y me gusta que les guste esta gran pelea. 11 rounds de guerra.
Juanma, decime una cosa, te encontraste ahí en el 10º asalto y tuviste esa oportunidad. You had a chance to go ahead and step in on that knockout. When did you sense that you could possibly get a knockout in this fight? ¿Cuándo sentiste que podía conseguir un knockout en esta pelea?
Yo sabía que era más fuerte que Vázquez, era cuestión de trabajarlo como lo hicimos todo el tiempo sin desesperarnos. Y ya en el round 8 o 9 yo veía que ya estaba él más débil y yo sabía que ya en cualquier momento podía llegar el knockout.
Well, he said he was going to be very patient with the fight. He said he knew he had him, so he's going to stay with that. And after the 8th round and on, he sensed like he could get it. Papito, but it looked like your eyes were bothering you after the 7th round. Pareció que tu ojo te estaba molestando después del 7º. ¿Qué pasó a tu ojo?
Buenas noches, gente. Gracias por venir. Fue una gran pelea. Acepto que perdí delante de un gran campeón. Estoy muy orgulloso de mí. Enfrentado a los mejores. Y Juanma, ganaste, cabrón.
Pero háblame acerca de tu ojo. ¿Cuándo te dañaste tu ojo?
Pues mira, yo tengo mis ojos dañados desde que peleé con el travieso Arce. Si se fijan en todas mis peleas, pues mis ojos siempre han sido un factor desde ese momento. Pero como siempre lo he dicho desde el principio, yo trabajé muy duro. Aquí no hay excusa. Juan Manuel López es un buen campeón, un gran boxeador, experiencia, y tengo que aceptarlo. Me ganó esta noche.
He said he's had trouble with that eye since the Arce fight, but he kept on fighting, and he got in this fight. He has all the respect in the world for Juanma, and at the end of the day, it was a great, great fight by Juanma Lopez, and he got the win. Decime ahora, what always happens in a fight, afterwards you respect the warrior that you just fought, even more than ever. Como siempre ocurre para una pelea, le respeta mucho más a un contrincante. ¿Cómo está tu respeto para Papito ahora?
Siempre ha habido respeto antes y lo sigo respetando ahora, mucho más que me duró cerrado. 11, que Ponce de León nunca lo pudo hacer. Sí, luego Bernabé Concepción, muchos peleadores no lo han podido hacer y este hombre pues lo hizo sin tener la experiencia que tengo yo.
He says he's always respected Wilfredo Vázquez Jr., always respected him, so that's never changed. Now he fought him, and he knows he's a great, great fighter, but the respect has always been there. Ahora, decime una vez más, ahora para el público, toda esta gente que te han apoyado acá durante todo tiempo, acá tu papá, ¿esta es tu última pelea o no? ¿Is this your last fight?
Sí, claro que sí, esta es mi última pelea. Creo que el boxeo para Papito Vázquez terminó. Tengo mis ojos dañados desde la pelea de travieso Arce, pero como siempre lo dije, yo me preparé muy bien. Juanma es fuerte, es un gran boxeador, siempre me ha gustado enfrentar a los mejores. Y yo le agradezco esta oportunidad. Esto es parte del juego, perder y ganar, y pues hoy le tocó a él ganar. ¿Y qué podemos hacer? Aceptar la realidad. Juanma López me ganó.
He says, you know, he's had that injured eye since the Arce fight. He took this fight, and this is his last fight. Make that point clear. It is his last fight, and he respects the great champion that Juanma Lopez is, and he's going to go ahead and accept that. Pero sabe una cosa, te quiero decir, on behalf of all the boxing fans around the world, I just want to say thank you for the great champion that you were. You came on against unbelievable odds, having never, ever fought as an amateur. You learned on the job, and you became a great champion. Yo te quiero agradecer de toda la gente, los aficionados de boxeo, tener en cuenta lo difícil que salió tu carrera, de nunca pelear como amateur y después convertirte como profesional y aprender y eventualmente ser un campeón. Muchas gracias, Papito.
Estamos a las órdenes. Creo que lo que me llevó a ser diferente fue el amor que le tengo a mi esposa, a mi niña. Tenía que buscar cómo trabajar, qué hacer. Encontré un buen trabajo y aquí estamos. Creo que logré muchas cosas que no iba a lograr nadie, pero estamos bien. Creo que perdí delante de un gran boxeador, un gran campeón, y aquí no hay excusa. Juanma López ganó, y ¿qué podemos hacer? Hay que seguir, continuar con la vida.
What a breath of fresh air. He said, you know what? He says, you know, his wife, his son, this is his last fight. I thanked him for being a champion. He said, you know what? I was a champion. Tonight I lost to a better fighter. That's all right. Life is going to go on. Now I'm going to be in the corner of my wife and help her a lot. Ahora, Juanma, what are your plans now for the future? ¿Qué viene a ser tu plan ahora?
No, realmente pues ahora es sentarnos, analizar con el grupo de trabajo, que es lo próximo, hablar con Carlos Maldonado, hablar con Gaby y buscar la mejor opción. Como siempre he dicho, me gustaría tratar de pelear con Ander Mares y salir de una tercera pelea con Lando Salido definitivamente.
He said, you know what? He's looking for any fight worldwide. Two names that stand out, Abner Mares and always Orlando Salido. So back to you, Stephen. What a great fight.
Indeed it was, Benny, and a great job by Benny in the ring during that mob scene to get both fighters and get the emotion, the post-fight emotion. You heard Vasquez 94, 96-94, and 95-95. So he was winning the fight. I had it 95-95. Also, it was clearly a close fight. The two of the judges at the time of the stoppage and after 10 rounds, Carlos Colon and Hernando Stadel had it 96-94 for Lopez after Vasquez had won the early rounds. And Samuel Conde had it 95-95. So Benny Ricardo's back with me, and Benny, a lot of people came into this fight thinking Vasquez is the favorite. We're going to see the last of Juanma Lopez tonight. He's going to get knocked out again. That didn't exactly happen. Instead, it's Vasquez who retires in the ring. And Juanma, I couldn't hear all his answers because it was crazy in there, but Juanma's future now, what did he say? I don't know.
Well, he's very respectful of and I said that before the fight. You know, sometimes when you get into that, whatever sport you're in, you get into a battle with somebody. After that, you leave with the utmost of respect for them, more so than ever. And that's what that was. Two classy guys. For all their little things that they did before that, when it came down to it, they both appreciate each other's efforts. They both recognize each other's greatness. And at the end of the day, Juanma was the better man tonight, and he pulled it off. So I think that training that he did, the 13 months that he trained for himself, you know, before coming back, you know, to train for a fight, and not knowing who he was going to fight, I think that's done him some good. So we'll see.
And just to put a punctuation mark on it, Benny, this fight wasn't usually significant in the world ratings or anything like that. It wasn't two fighters in their prime, but we thought they'd deliver. We thought it would be an exciting fight. And it was exactly that.
Exactly that. So, Steve, it was a pleasure working for you. Integrated Sports, Black Tiger Promotions, Matthias Entertainment presenting this great night of boxing, highlighted by this ever-so-classic main event, a grudge match here at the Coliseo Roberto Clemente between Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. and Juanma Lopez. Juanma Lopez is the winner by knockout. Benny Ricardo with you, and it's been a pleasure to witness this with you all. Thank you very much for being with us. Until the next time, good night, everybody.